George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
But so you still think he should be impeached?
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none.
While Donald Trump was building a reality TV show, my brother was building a security apparatus to keep us safe, and I'm proud of what he did.
Since then, Trump has said he's not blaming Bush, but my next guest speaks for Jeb Bush. He's South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, Armed Services Committee. Sir, welcome back here out of Charleston, South Carolina today. And I bet you fell out of your chair when you heard that on Saturday night. But try and apply some logic to what Trump is doing here.
Okay.
What is his ultimate strategy?
It'll be tough, but I'll
dropping
try.
that. Go ahead.
I have no idea other than he got mad, and he doesn't have the temperament or judgment to control himself when he gets mad. This is kook land. This accusation comes from the far, far, far left, the conspiracy theories of the world. If I'm Barack Obama and a Democrat, I would do everything I could to nominate Donald Trump. He's disparaged women. He has an 80% disapproval rating among Hispanics. At the end of the day, he would be the most flawed nominee in the history of the Republican Party. When you slander George W. Bush in South Carolina, I hope there's some repercussions that flow from that. But to say that Bush was responsible for 9/11 and that he lied to the American people about the Iraq War is not going to go down well here, I hope.
So then, just to get back to the conspiracy theory phrase that you mentioned there, perhaps, perhaps his own internal numbers told him that he had this huge lead even before the CNN poll came out last night.
Right.
Perhaps he put it all on red and said, listen, this is what I'm going to say at a week when 43 is going to be out on the trail, and this sets him up to battle Hillary Clinton. So he essentially disarms her argument in a national campaign. Go.
I'm not going to try to get into the mind of Donald Trump because I don't think there's a whole lot of space there. I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office. And I'm a Republican, and he's not. He's not a conservative Republican. He's an opportunist. He could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and 25 or 30% of the people would still follow him because he gives voice to their anger and their frustration. But he's not fit to be President of the United States. Any Republican who would accuse George W. Bush of lying to the American people about the Iraq War and being responsible for 9/11 is not a Republican. They're an extremist. They're crazy.
Why then is he leading in your state? Why then?
Because 25.
Why then does he have a 2-to-1 edge with white evangelicals in South Carolina?
They hate Obama. Trump gives voice to frustration and anger that's real. He accuses most illegal immigrants of being rapists and drug dealers. He plays into the idea that maybe Obama is a Muslim. There are a lot of people in my party who are very frustrated and angry with the Obama administration. He gives voice to that anger. 70% of us in South Carolina believe that Donald Trump is not a conservative Republican. We think that he's unfit for office, that he would be a terrible commander-in-chief. He doesn't have the temperament or judgment. But when he accused President George W. Bush, who we admire in large numbers here, of lying to the American people about the Iraq War and being responsible for the most vicious attack on our homeland since Pearl Harbor, that is going to stick with 70% of the public.
Right, the military vote in South Carolina is significant. So if the numbers prove out right on Saturday night, how are you going to explain that on Sunday?
70% of the people will not vote for Donald Trump. He's completely unelectable. He has an 80% disapproval rating with the fastest growing demographic in America, the Hispanic community with growth potential. 60% of the people in a recent poll believe that Donald Trump would be the most likely best candidate to beat Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. With all due respect, you're absolutely dead wrong.
Okay.
We would get slaughtered as a party if Donald Trump's our nominee, and quite frankly, we would deserve it.
Senator, thank you for your time. Jeb Bush supporter.
Thank you.
Lindsey Graham, they're live in Charleston. Thank you, sir. Talk to you in a couple days yet again.